Alright, so here's my last Untamed Feral Faction video going over everything that exists within the Kickstarter expansion, and the last thing is to go over some of the expansion game modes. So, the first one up is called Mythic Mode, and basically you have a mythic animal and and a new game zone for each player, the Hall of Myths. So basically everything is the same except the mythic animal cards are a more powerful version of your favorite characters, and all the same rules apply. But during setup, after drawing your starting hand and after the mulligan, if you choose to perform it, select one of the three mythic animal cards belonging to the three factions you're playing and add it to your starting hand, and then shuffle the other two into your deck. So you get to start with one of the mythic ones. And then basically you have a Hall of Myths, which has a space for three cards. And then cards that have been removed from your support area to pay for support costs can be placed into your Hall of Myths instead of being removed from the game. And this is the only way to add cards to your Hall of Myths. And if you'd like to place one or more cards in the Hall of Myths, but there are already three cards there, you can remove any of the cards in the Hall of Myths from the game to make room for the new cards. You may also choose not to place a card in the Hall of Myths that is then removed from the game. When playing a card from your hand, you may reduce its power cost by the amount of copies of that same card in your Hall of Myths. So the power cost of the card you're playing cannot be reduced below 0 in this way. So just a fun little way to expand this, and I read that directly from the rulebook. If you're wondering why it sounded like that, it's because it was directly being spoken from the book. And so here are the different mythic commanders that you have, or the mythic leaders of each faction. Really cool full art cards. So that's how you play the mythic expansion mode. Then next up you have the epic game modifier. So this is when after each player draft their factions, replace all their strongholds with their epic variant. They function the exact same way, except they have a power level 9 instead. So that's pretty cool. Again, beautiful full art for these epic ones. So that sums up the epic expansion mode. And then the last expansion game is called the Legendary Game Modifier. So this one is particularly cool because it states that you pretty much, after the starting player has been selected, the second player starts by choosing one of the two spirit cards. So the second player chooses one of two spirit cards, and then both players shuffle their respective spirit cards into their decks. In 3 or 6 player games, the first or fourth player receives 2 Dawn Spirits, the second or fifth receive 2 Dusk Spirits, and the third or sixth player receives a Dusk and a Dawn Spirit card in their deck. So here's what they look like. These are what you would put in. So they're really powerful spirit animals, both with casting cost of 5. They have 6 attack for this one and 5 defense, and the other one is 5 attack, 6 defense. It says arrive. Your opponent may pay 3 support. If they don't, deal 3 damage to a stronghold. This counts as 2 support in the support area. And then you have Hora, Avatar of Dusk, and it has the ability of arrive. Your opponent may pay 3. If they don't, you may draw a card and exhaust up to 2 enemy animals. This again costs as 2 in your support. So that sums up the expansion cards that exist within this. Really cool ways to expand your gameplay and to try different things. I really like this game because it has the different game modes that exist and different ways you can play, which for me as a Keyforge player, that was what really drew me to this game. Hope you've enjoyed. Please do like and subscribe, and check out some of the other Untamed Feral Faction videos I have if this interests you.